It looked like just another vacation photo, right? But it was more like an algorithm.
Yeah.
A coral-colored bikini, a carefully chosen caption, and boom, within days, a 44-year-old mogul executes this perfect viral comeback.
It wasn't just spontaneous, though. That's the thing. It felt like a campaign.
Totally
It
calculated.
really did transcend the everyday beach pic, didn't it? It became a genuine cultural moment.
So the question, I guess, is how? How did Jessica Alba pull off this masterclass in, what, brand recalibration?
Right. Using huge personal changes, I mean, divorce and romance, and weaving them into this powerful public story.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today our mission is to deconstruct Jessica Alba's resurgence. We're going to unpack the modern architecture of fame, branding, and reclaiming your power.
For over a decade, you knew her primarily as the honest mom, right? The mogul, the face of clean living.
Yeah, founder of The Honest Company.
So we're looking at how she carefully dismantled that comfortable billion-dollar identity.
To build something new, something stronger, maybe more compelling.
Exactly. Our deep dive is tracking three connected pillars here. There's the professional pivot, a really calculated one.
Okay.
Then the intense personal transformation. And finally, how she re-engaged with Hollywood, but this time with a whole different level of power.
And it's wild because the whole thing seems to kick off with a really surprising first move.
Yeah.
Shedding that huge corporate title to get the freedom she needed. We're calling it the $1 billion abdication. Let's start there.
That phrase, $1 billion abdication, it really hits home the weight of that decision. April 2024, Alba steps down as Chief Creative Officer, CCO at The Honest Company.
After 12 years.
12 years. This wasn't just leaving a job. It was stepping away from the identity she'd spent, well, over a decade building.
She even called the company her fourth baby, said the decision felt sad.
So, I mean, walking away from something that personal, that valuable, it sounds incredibly tough.
Oh, absolutely.
Was it just about narrative freedom, or was there serious risk here we should talk about?
The risk was massive, no doubt. But the timing, the strategy, that was masterful. She left on a high note.
Okay.
Remember, it was right after that record Q4 performance in late 2023. They turned losses around, reported, what, $1 million profit?
Right. So it wasn't like she was abandoning a sinking ship.
Exactly. This wasn't failure. It was almost like manufactured scarcity.
Scarcity? How do you mean?
Well, think about it. The honest mom identity, it was stable, predictable, maybe a little mundane for Hollywood buzz.
Okay, yeah.
By leaving when the company was doing well, when it could stand on its own, she stopped being just the manager of a soap company.
And became
Instantly, she became a valuable commodity again. High profile, successful, but now unattached. Available for a new narrative. Ah, okay. So that move cleared the slate, gave her the narrative freedom, as you said.
Precisely. Freedom to tell a new story, and also maybe subtly distance her personal brand from any lingering shadows, like those past product recalls or the labeling lawsuits.
Right. Those things that kind of dog the honest mom persona a bit.
Exactly. So she creates this corporate autonomy, clears the professional path. But to really sell reinvention, you need a personal spark.
It's
right?
catalyst.
Yeah, a catalyst. And that arrived pretty dramatically with the end of her 16-year marriage.
The divorce that launched a visual manifesto, that's bold.
Well, the announcement of the separation from Cash Warren, that was January 2025. Then the divorce filing in February. That provided this undeniable emotional engine for the whole thing. But what's key is how Alba framed it. It wasn't presented as a tragedy.
No, it was all journey of self-realization, transformation, evolution as individuals. Very carefully worded.
Masterfully framed, positioning the flit itself as a kind of spectacle of liberation.
And she didn't wait long to broadcast that liberation visually, did she?
Not at all. That was the foundation. This strategically paced series of images, almost like communiques.
You can literally track the escalation. It's fascinating.
So the first big one, February 2025. Just 11 days after filing for divorce. Bang. That coral-colored bikini selfie from Cabo hits Instagram.
Wow, 11 days. The message couldn't be clearer. Legal action equals self-reclamation. Body reclamation, even.
Absolutely. Then, fast forward a few months to June, the narrative kind of shifts.
How so?
It becomes more about wellness, intention. She posts pics from Beverly Hills, but the captions are key. Channeling chill breathwork, friendship, and self-care.
So she's framing the, let's be honest, looking amazing part as like the result of inner work, not just vanity.
Exactly. It's the external sign of internal healing, philosophical healing almost.
Okay, smart. But then came the peak, right? Australia.
October. Yeah, while filming The Mark, that's when she dropped the most daring look. That microscopic animal print string bikini,
Yeah.
G-string thong and everything.
And that image felt like the convergence point you mentioned.
Totally. The empowered single woman merges right back into the working actress. Her personal liberation is literally fueling her professional comeback right there on camera, well, on Instagram.
What I think is brilliant, though, is how she managed the reaction. It wasn't just posting photos.
No, it was more sophisticated.
She created this feedback loop. Like, she posts the image, the tabloids go wild, sizzling, ageless bikini goddess, and then she layers on a philosophical quote, almost justifying or elevating their coverage after the fact.
That layering of text, that's the really clever part. She's guiding how people interpret these images, reframing bikini pics as a philosophical statements with these high-minded quotes, even long poems sometimes.
And that one quote really stood out.
Oh yeah. For personal reasons, I'll be shining like a fucking diamond unapologetically from now on.
I mean, that's not just a caption, that's a declaration of independence.
It really is. And even the new romance with actor Danny Ramirez, that was handled so carefully.
A soft launch. Right, subtle hints, like that Case Kenny quote about booking a flight.
Yeah, which everyone immediately took as a nod to him. The control was just absolute.
And it worked, didn't it? The public validation seemed overwhelming.
Completely. The media totally bought into the ageless bikini goddess framing. And crucially, even her ex, Cash Warren, gave it his public blessing.
Yeah, saying, I'm happy for her, he seems like a good guy. That kind of closes the loop, doesn't it? Makes the whole evolution feel positive, accepted.
The entire ecosystem reinforced her narrative. Progressive, positive change.
Which leads us perfectly to the endgame here. Reclaiming Hollywood power. We're shifting from curated Instagram feeds to, well, executive suites.
From CGI tiers to executive agency.
Ooh, I like that.
The proof really landed with Trigger Warning on Netflix. June 2024 release, her first big role since 2019.
But the key wasn't just being back on screen, it was the credit.
That was the power move. Not just the star, she was also a producer.
Okay, so explain that for people listening. Why is that producer title such a big deal? It's not just a vanity credit.
Oh, absolutely not. After spending over a decade building a billion-dollar company in the C-suite,
Right.
you bring that executive experience back to Hollywood. Being a producer gives you actual control, the kind she maybe didn't have in her younger years.
Control over what specifically?
Budget, hiring, creative decisions.
Yeah.
Crucially, creative decisions. She's not just waiting by the phone for a script anymore. She's entering the room as a peer with real financial and creative clout.
If you're finding these Hollywood power plays fascinating, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We uncover stories like this all the time.
And the project itself, Trigger Warning, that felt pretty symbolic too, right?
Yeah, playing a skilled Special Forces commando, super physical, action-heavy. It felt like a direct nod back to her Dark Angel days.
Reclaiming that powerful physical identity. But to really get the weight of that producer credit, you kind of have to understand why she stepped back from acting so much in the first place.
This is the story that always gets me. The aha moment, as you called it earlier.
It really is. The anecdote from filming Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. She's doing an emotional scene, crying.
Yeah.
And the director apparently tells her that her crying looked too painful.
Too painful? What does that even mean?
And then instructs her to be prettier when you cry,
Oh my God.
suggesting they could just CGI the tears in.
Wait. Be prettier when you cry, and I'll CGI the tears. That might be the single most objectifying, creatively crushing thing I've ever heard from a film set.
It's brutal. And that kind of creative invalidation, the idea that her genuine emotion wasn't visually appealing enough and needed digital fixing, she said it almost made her quit acting for good.
I believe it. So when you frame it like that.
Exactly. Her coming back as a producer on Trigger Warning, it's a direct response to that disempowerment. It ensures her performance, her authenticity, her emotion can never be dismissed or digitally altered like that again without her say-so.
That's incredibly powerful. And it feels like that transformation extends to her whole relationship with her body and image, too.
Definitely. Remember, in her 20s, she talked about feeling preyed upon. Admitted she stopped eating a lot to try and look more like a boy.
And she hated filming Into the Blue, right? The movie that basically marketed her purely on being in a bikini. She called it hell.
Total hell. Because of the constant exposure she hated. which makes the current situation so ironic.
How so?
The very same item of clothing, the bikini, that she once associated with being objectified
Yeah.
is now the symbol of her taking control, her autonomy. The 2025 version, she says, is just much more comfortable in my skin.
And she even said she became more willing to wear revealing stuff after having kids, which is interesting.
Right, it flips the script. The focus now seems to be on strength, not just appearance. Her body is framed as this instrument, honed by Pilates and interval training.
Not just an object for the male gaze, or any gaze other than her own.
Precisely. So if we pull all these threads together, this Alba Renaissance, it wasn't luck. It wasn't spontaneous.
No, it feels like a very cohesive, multi-platform campaign built on, what, 3 key strategic steps?
I think so. First, create the space. Step down from honest code. Create that scarcity value.
Okay. Step 1, freedom.
Second, create the catalyst. Use the divorce narrative. Execute that visual transformation campaign meticulously.
Step 2.
And third, solidify the power shift. Return to Hollywood, yes, but as a producer star, wielding real executive authority.
Step 3, power. Freedom, narrative, power.
And the bigger picture here, the implication. It's like she's written a new playbook, especially for female stars over 40, maybe for anyone navigating a big career shift.
How so? What's the playbook?
She used power gained outside Hollywood, that corporate executive muscle, to re-enter the industry on her own terms, as a peer, not someone asking for a job.
Right, not a supplicant.
And crucially, she used social media to completely own her story, bypass the traditional media gatekeepers who used to control her image entirely.
So when you really break it down, her ultimate power isn't just acting talent or her looks or even the honest company fortune.
What is it then?
It's her incredibly sophisticated understanding that today, in the 21st century, the most valuable asset you have is the power to tell and control your own story.
And maybe the lesson for anyone listening is, if you're planning a pivot, you kind of have to orchestrate your own exit first. And then, yeah, you absolutely have to be the one defining your comeback narrative from day one.
You've been listening to Startscope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.